KBLA Talk 1580, we believe that caring for the community means caring about the climate. You might have heard that we announced a pretty bold 12-month, $2 million campaign to do 4 things. Increase climate literacy, turn up the volume on communities of color in the climate conversation, connect everyday people with the resources they need to survive and thrive, and highlight frontline climate justice crusaders of color throughout this year. KBLA Talk 1580 will be bringing you insightful interviews on all of our shows to help raise your climate IQ. Each quarter this year, we will also be hosting free climate events in various communities throughout the city with food, fun, and forward-thinking conversations. Thanks to partners like LADWP, Metro, Caltrans, the Sierra Club, the California Community Foundation, the California Endowment, AQMD, MWD, and more. You'll also be hearing more about a couple of national town halls broadcasting live from Los Angeles, to which you will be invited. And we'll be rolling out a robust social media campaign on all our platforms, as well as an outdoor media campaign, all designed to educate, enlighten, and empower you in our fight for climate justice.
We want cleaner air.
Caring about the community means caring about the climate. At KBLA Talk 1580, we believe that we really can change the world if we care enough. If we care enough. If we care enough. If we care enough. If we care enough.
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss it. There's something wrong with that.
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my neck.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
What is going on, beautiful people? Welcome to another episode of The Narcissist Code. I'm your favorite self-aware narcissist, Mr. Lee Hammock, better known as Mental Illness, across all social media platforms. This is your first time seeing my face or hearing my voice. I'm a diagnosed narcissist, and I use my platform on social media to raise awareness for NPD, get more people into therapy, and also validate the victims, survivors, and thrivers of said disorder, said toxic traits, said toxic people in general, y'all. Today's episode is going to be about the top 14 ways that I've seen so far that narcissists can hoover you. Narcissists and toxic people can hoover you or suck you back into a relationship. That's what hoovering is, y'all. I know a lot of people are like, what does hoovering mean? Hoovering, I think Sam Vaknin had coined the term hoovering and whatnot, where he says it's like a vacuum cleaner, like sucking you back into a relationship, whatever, you know. So I compiled a list of 14 ways. Some of them are going to be obvious. Some of them are going to be a little weirder and more. Some of them are going to be a little bit weirder and more sinister and things like that. So, top 14 ways. If you can think of another way, some other ways, put them in the comment section. Send me an email. Just say, I got hoovered this way or whatever, y'all. Just let me know something. I'm super interested and intrigued on everybody's different stories, how maybe the narcissistic person tried to hoover you or how they actually hoovered you in. So we're going to get started right here, right now. 122. Okay. The first one is Netflix or video apps. Netflix or video apps is one of the first ways that narcissistic people can possibly hoover you back in. And what I mean by that is they can threaten to cancel it in their name if you don't message them back. They can change the profile names and things like that. They can change the profile names on a Netflix account or Hulu account or Amazon Prime or whatever video media service account you have. They can change the names or the profiles to call me, I missed you, or block me. Unblock me, please. Call me, please. I'm sorry for everything. I'm sorry for everything. It's a profile name. Just like literally. Watch out for the video app hoover, because they can absolutely change your name or threaten to cancel it or things like that in order to try to reach out to you in situations and things like that. The second way, I put this is in no particular order either, y'all. This is in any order. Like there's no order of relevance. You see what I'm saying? The second way, I put snail mail. They can mail you something, y'all. They can mail you a letter. They can mail you a letter to your house. They can mail you a letter to wherever you have moved to. If you've escaped and they know your address, they can mail a letter to your parents' house. They can mail a letter anywhere. They can mail things to your family and friends. One unique way I've seen somebody use the mail is the narcissistic person registers for signs up for a credit card or magazine subscription and sends it to their other person's house to hoover them, to try to get you to reach out to them. Like, if you keep getting magazine subscriptions or things like that in my name to your house, you might have to reach out to me to cancel that. I think that's harassment right there, y'all. I think it might just be a form of harassment right there. So be careful. I think you can get them for harassment if they keep sending things to your house. You know what I mean? And things of that nature. So be careful for that. Snail mail. They can mail things to your family and friends or directly to you. The third one, financial applications like Cash App, Venmo, Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, whatever the financial applications are. They can send you money with a message attached to it. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Like, they can send you money with a message or something attached to it. Send you $1 or 25 cents or something like that. Message me, please. How much does it take to unblock me? How much to talk to me? Please talk to me. How much do I have to pay you to have one conversation? How much do I have to pay you for closure? Be careful with them reaching out on Cash App, Venmo. You have to block them everywhere, y'all. You have to block them everywhere. Like, literally, you have to block them everywhere. Cash App, you have to cut off all forms of communication when you go no contact, or if they see light, they're going to go towards the light, like a mosquito. Mosquitoes go towards the light that end up zapping them. So when they come towards the light, you have to treat them like a damn narcissistic mosquito that's coming towards like the little zap lights. Treat it like that. When they come to the light, they get zapped. Like
Man, Lee. Hey, he dropping some jewels. I never knew anything about any of this. Have you ever experienced such hoovering tactics? Tonight's topic, what triggers a narcissist to hoover, to try to suck you back in to the chaos, to the drama, to the confusion, to the one-sided relationship, to the breadcrumbing, to the manipulation. This is a very interesting conversation in our narcissism series, which ends today. This is the final episode for a while. I'm sure we're going to revisit other topics as well, but not in succession. I'm having a great time. We got Attila on the line from Houston, Texas. Attila, please give me your final thoughts.
Okay, sorry. All right. Oh, yes. All right. So back to what he was talking about with having to basically purge them from everything. Yes. They will hit you up on Cash App now. It's pretty crazy. But
is that real? They will really do that?
It happened to me. Yes. Yes. It's very much so a weird, like a really weird thing. And I'll say this too, like, some of this is just practicing common sense. This is what I meant by the whole white knight versus them using, the love or affection you have for them against you. Like, they know, right, when they have a good-hearted person. It's very, very, very clear. And they know that if you're going to be the forgiving type, they've already studied you. The problem is you didn't study them. You was too busy forming ideas in your mind about who they were or what it was you're going to experience with them, and they use that against you. And so I'm not saying, to be a hard person or something like that.
Attila, are you saying narcissists will use your love against you? Your love for them?
They'll strangle you with it like a scarf.
What? Go deeper. Say more about that. Talk to me.
I mean, so I felt growing up that I experienced that a lot, like from my parent, right? Like, children are very forgiving, right? So how that would outpicture for me was more so induced conversation, right? Ross Rosenberg talks a lot about how they will set up conversations for you. And within those conversations are the gaslighting, are the things to hoover you back in. And if you're in a situation where it's a parent, you, as a child, you can't run anywhere with that. And so in terms of using your love, the love that you have for them against you, they know that you're probably thinking along the lines of like, well, I know they've been through a lot, because, again, that was one of the tactics they used. That's why they told you what they've been through. You think they told you because they wanted to be vulnerable? No. They told you because they want to use that as a launch pad into your brain. The only way to get to your psyche is to see how you process empathy, because they can't do it themselves.
So that's like a download for them. To watch you or to use the love you have for them against you is like an empathetic download so they can get more. We talked about it yesterday, cognitive empathy, right? So they can get a deeper understanding, at least intellectually, of how to feel. Talk to me.
Right. It's part of it is of how to feel, but it's about how you feel. If they could map you out, if they're able to figure out how you operate and feel comfortable within that, that's when you will see the discard, because at that point you're no longer interesting. There's nothing to study.
No, Attila, wait a minute. They learn in you until they can't learn no more?
Basically.
Wow.
And I mean, again, I'm not saying this to I want to clarify as well, because I believe that we should all be learning our partners. But I think the way in which they learn is always in a little Microsoft folder that says "get back" on it. You know what I mean? It's one thing to learn to understand and comprehend and empathize with. It's another thing to learn to invalidate, to discard, to have a file on somebody so that you can basically say, well, this, and that. And they just refer back to it. I've literally seen this happen. And it's kind of scary watching it, because I think a lot of times that's the only way that's how they've learned how to survive. That is their survival technique. So, it's like a parasite. Like, would you get mad at a parasite for being a parasite? No, but I think we like to try and fix things. And instead of fixing it, you should confront it.
This is heavy. Attila, I did not know the rabbit hole was wild like this. We in Willy Wonka land. But back to the point that I was making to you, and I really want to get your thought on this.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody suffers from this level of toxicity, right? But everybody,
I don't think so.
But everybody suffers from some type of toxicity.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think,
that also was a tactic against you too, if you think about it. Like, if someone studied you so much, they know your weaknesses, your strengths in terms of being a kind person. But let's say you have a weakness in the area of a worthiness wound. Well, the discard is perfect for that. If I discard you, then I know I'm poking right at that wound. Right. And so all of these things are happening, and if you ever know, their timing is impeccable. But again, that's because they studied you. So, if we're talking about how to prevent that, I kind of operate along the lines of layers. I do think that it's important to never really let someone just fully, completely know you until you know you truly have determined that you're in a safe space. And whatever that means for you, whether that's a spiritual guidance, whether that's just your gut feeling, your intuition, whatever the case, you have to have that at your beck and call at all times, because if you abandon that, then you've essentially abandoned yourself. And so, of course, they're going to feel free to do that to you as well. If you abandon you, then I can abandon you.
But what about openness? What about transparency? How do you vet that out so you can get to a space of being open and transparent?
I think that's great. That is lovely, but within time, right? If you ever notice, they move very quickly too, right? And so if you ever feel rushed and it doesn't feel genuine, it doesn't feel reciprocal, there's no balance there. That's kind of your Holy Spirit tugging on you, like, hey, this ain't right. This is happening too fast. And so, that's one thing that you have to do when you're studying someone. Analyze their tactics too. Are they rushing you? Is there a certain level of them overstepping their boundaries? And what's the reason behind that? Are they anxious? Are they avoidant? Are they, trying to suck you into their web? I think that, you have to be just as much of a scientist as they are. But I think, again, even in studying them, if you don't know yourself, then really it's null and void anyway.
Self-awareness again. That's that piece we've been talking about. Well, let me just say this. Guess what you just did?
I brought Houston in the building.
Lord have mercy, did you? You brought Houston, Texas in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building and join this national conversation, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. When I come forward, you know what I'm about to do. I'm going to Oakland. I'm going to town business. Let's get it.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey Californians, are you ready to make your home ownership dreams come true? The California Dream for All Shared Appreciation Loan Program might be for you. First-generation homebuyers can get down payment and closing cost assistance along with a first mortgage to help you unlock the door of your new home. Applications open in April, so talk to an approved lender to see if you're eligible. Find out more at calhfa.ca.gov/dream or call 877-922-5432. A message from the California Housing Finance Agency.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA reminds you that when we fight, we win, and we don't black down. LA Community Action Network, or LA CAN, was formed in 1999 when 25 residents of downtown LA came together and acknowledged the problems that existed in their community and made a commitment to do something about those problems, to stand together, organize, and become a force in the community that demands change. Civil rights and preventing the criminalization of poverty are their core projects. In addition, they take on women's rights, the human right to housing, and healthy food access. LA CAN also has projects focused on economic development, civic participation, voter engagement, and community media. While downtown LA remains their home base, with a particular emphasis on the Skid Row community, in 2007 they expanded their housing and healthy food access work into South Central Los Angeles. LA CAN believes that power for low-income people and people of color is achieved through a large, active, and well-informed member base that utilizes a multitude of methods to advance their messages and goals. If you'd like to join the Los Angeles Community Action Network and organize people to fight back against oppression, please visit cangress.org. That's cangress.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Helping to broaden your political and moral imagination with our 2024 Climate Justice Campaign. We're KBLA Talk 1580.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Go with your gut. Your dog's immune system is based in the gut. A diet lacking in nutrients can cause itching, scratching, and a weak immune system. However, there is a solution. DINOVITE, Dinovite.
It took a grand total of 2 weeks. The dog stopped itching, the hair stopped falling out.
Try Dinovite for free. Just pay shipping and handling. Learn more at dinovite.com/radio.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dinovite.
You know you want some more. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Once again, my friends and countrymen, lend us your ears and minds. Word. Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Say, can I talk to you? You remind me of this joint I used to know, baby. Say, she was fly like you, with a caramel complexion. Her name was Sadie. Now she was more than just a dime. She was more like 25. She was a special lady. But when I look at you, you bring all those good vibrations back to
think that the narcissist that you were finally trying to get rid of is actually trying to get you back, or is suddenly being nice again? You might be a victim of what we call hoovering. And by the end of this video, you're going to understand what hoovering is, and you're going to have 5 ways to spot if somebody is actually trying to hoover you. Hi, I'm Rebecca Zung, top 1% attorney and the best-selling author of the books Negotiate Like You Matter and Breaking Free, a step-by-step divorce guide. And I've helped thousands and maybe even millions at this point of people to help them out of relationships of narcissism and drama and toxicity, and given them the tools and the step-by-step guidance on how to step into new lives away from these people, new breath of fresh air. And I do the same thing for you right here on these videos. So make sure that you've subscribed and you've hit that notification bell, and that way you'll get notified when I upload new videos and when I go live and I do events and all that good stuff. Now, let's talk about what's going on with narcissistic hoovering and those 5 signs of hoovering. So what is hoovering anyway? So hoovering is it's either you've already gone into the discard phase of the narcissistic relationship, which is kind of like the end of a narcissistic relationship, or sometimes, you know, the discard can be starting like long before you're actually discarded, or you've discarded them. But you're into this phase of the relationship, and yet here they come back again. Here they, you know, it may be like it's been a year since you've heard from this person, and out of the blue you get a text from this person. And, you know, it may look like an attempt at reconciliation, or it may look like an attempt at actually valuing you again, or maybe they're finally seeing you for who you are. Maybe they're finally, you know, appreciating all of the things that you did for them. But it's really what it is a manipulation tactic. It's a way to get supply from you again. It's a way to, it's a very toxic way of getting you back under their web of control. So the first one is that they reach out because they are in a time of crisis. Oh my gosh, my father-in-law is sick, or my best friend is in the hospital, or I just, you know, had a health scare, something like that, where now all of a sudden they're in crisis, and so you have to come back and you have to feel sorry for them. You know, for some reason, there's something going on with them that has put them into victim mode again. Maybe it's a financial crisis, you know, and you are the only one who can help them. You're the only one who they can talk to, that they can go to. And this is after they've treated you terribly, were horrible to you, you know, weren't there for you ever. And now all of a sudden, you know, you're the only one who can help them. And they're in massive crisis mode, meltdown mode, and you've got to go running and be there for them. And you're supposed to just set aside any bad blood that ever took place, or you're supposed to just forgive anything that they may have done to you.
It's a whole universe out there happening. When I hear this kind of stuff, I'm like, wow, this is really going on in the lives of people. Hoovering. Heavy stuff tonight. We got callers on the line who want to talk about it, and I want to talk to you. Sean, Oakland, California, get in here. What are your thoughts?
Brother Zoe, you know what kills me is weak-ass men. Weak-ass men. And yes, there are weak-ass women too, but weak-ass men, they're fragile masculinity. Oh, and these are the narcissists, brother. These are the narcissists. These are the ones that try to take advantage of women and give them all this phony BS and try to control them. And that is the key to the narcissist. And, I've never been one, but I've seen a lot of them. They want to control the woman. Okay, I'm just talking about men and women. It could happen with women and women. Could happen men and men. It could be the same damn thing. It's weak human beings. There are weak human beings that do not and cannot just solve problems in the real world. They want to control everything. And when they can't do it, then they really do harm. They do harm to everyone. They bring negativity into everyone's household, their household, and then that extrapolates out to everyone else's households. They are just weak human beings. Hey, how about teamwork, people? How about trying to make this thing work? And if it doesn't work, fine, but don't ruin everyone else's life if it doesn't work out. Just go to yourself and say, hey, we're not, compatible, and then move on, but don't be friends, but don't ruin everyone's life. A narcissist is selfish. That's what a narcissist is.
Man, thank you, Sean. We must have touched a nerve, brother. You came in on fire, blazing. But we appreciate it, Sean. Guess what you just did?
Thanks, brother. I brought Oakland in the building.
Town business is in the building. Sean came in blazing. Listen, man. Listen. We know that there's a lot involved in these conversations, right? We know, right? And by no means are we trying to blame anybody or shame anybody. But these are conversations that I believe to be necessary, right? We don't engage in in-depth conversations like this, and I think we should more often. Tonight has been exceedingly revealing to me, just trying to, put a definition on certain things. And what I'm starting to realize is I don't know very many narcissists. That's what I'm starting to realize. But I do know people who struggle. I do know people who have their own internal issues. And this whole platform is designed to try to create answers through conversation so we can all become better people in relationships. And I would say starting with myself. Again, I am in no way, shape, or form perfect. And this whole platform for me is cathartic because I get to look at myself in a different way when I leave after every topic. When we come forward, Zoe Williams will continue the fire.
And as long as I'm alive, there'll always be you and I. 'Cause you're my special lady. And I'll be there to comfort you. If you need me, I'll be there tonight. It's all
He's on fire tonight. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. A new White House video shows President Biden getting advice for his State of the Union speech from actors who have played the president. The group of actors on the video call with Biden include Michael Douglas, Gina Davis, Bill Pullman, Tony Goldwyn, and Morgan Freeman. Biden wrote on X, quote, "I thought I would hear from some folks who have done the job before, sort of," end quote. He said in the video he'd never spoken to so many presidents all at one time. Freeman, who was black and played the president in the 1998 film Deep Impact, said regarding his character's speech, quote, "Hope is the strongest force we have in this country," end quote. State troopers in Maryland have spent the week trying to recruit new talent at a pair of HBCUs. Officials were at Bowie State and Morgan State earlier this week to inform young people about the perks of joining the agency. You can learn more about employment opportunities at the Maryland State Police website. That's the latest. I'm Amber Payton on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
Join the Dodgers on Monday, April 1st at 7:10 p.m. against the San Francisco Giants, where the first 40,000 fans in attendance will receive a Fernando Valenzuela jersey, courtesy of Bank of America. For tickets and more information, visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
Climate is king.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we believe that caring for the community means caring about the climate. You might have heard that we announced a pretty bold 12-month, $2 million campaign to do 4 things. Increase climate literacy, turn up the volume on communities of color in the climate conversation, connect everyday people with the resources they need to survive and thrive, and highlight frontline climate justice crusaders of color throughout this year. KBLA Talk 1580 will be bringing you insightful interviews on all of our shows to help raise your climate IQ. Each quarter this year, we will also be hosting free climate events in various communities throughout the city with food, fun, and forward-thinking conversations. Thanks to partners like LADWP, Metro, Caltrans, the Sierra Club, the California Community Foundation, the California Endowment, AQMD, MWD, and more. You'll also be hearing more about a couple of national town halls broadcasting live from Los Angeles, to which you will be invited. And we'll be rolling out a robust social media campaign on all our platforms, as well as an outdoor media campaign, all designed to educate, enlighten, and empower you in our fight for climate justice.
We want cleaner air.
Caring about the community means caring about the climate. At KBLA Talk 1580, we believe that we really can change the world if we care enough.
LADWP is proud to partner with KBLA to share with you how to start the new year without bill worries. We're here to help if you're behind on your bill or need help staying current. Sign up anytime online for Level Pay to set predictable monthly payments throughout the year, including for past due amounts. You can also check out the special extended pay arrangements of up to 48 months to help pay down your bill. If you're a senior or income qualified, you may be eligible for Easy Save to receive discounts and also qualify for free and discounted energy and water saving devices. You can get up to $15,000 for past due water and or sewer bills and up to $3,000 for electric bills. But you gotta act fast. Funding is limited. You can reduce your past due bills and kick off the year right, because here at LADWP, we're here to help. Visit ladwp.com/cares today and find out more.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 believes in community empowerment through the arts. Tia Chucha Central Cultural is on a mission to transform community in the Northeast San Fernando Valley and beyond through ancestral knowledge, the arts, literacy, and creative engagement. The Northeast San Fernando Valley has a population of about 500,000, the size of the city of Oakland, yet it has no bookstores, art galleries, or full-fledged cultural spaces until Tia Chucha's opened its doors in 2001. Founded by renowned poet and activist Luis Rodriguez, Tia Chucha's Cultural Center provides a year-round free or low-cost arts and literacy bilingual intergenerational programming in mural painting, music, dance, writing, visual arts, healing art sessions, and healing talking circles. Activities also include Mexica, Aztec dance, indigenous cosmology, philosophy, and 2 weekly open mic nights, one in Spanish, the other in English. In addition, they host author readings, film screenings, and art exhibits. To express yourself, heal yourself, attend an event, or volunteer, please visit www.tiachucha.org. That's TIACHUCHA.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
If you're looking for the most epic place on Earth, let's start at the base of a massive waterfall. Then trek through the thick jungle. Then climb to the peak of a snowy mountaintop. Then once you get there, keep going. Because with intelligent 4x4 and 7 drive modes and a Nissan Pathfinder, the search is the real adventure.
Available feature. Intelligent 4x4 cannot prevent collisions or provide enhanced traction in all conditions. Always monitor traffic and weather conditions.
You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
One of the most disillusioning things that I've heard from many of you and other individuals that I've worked with in my counseling office is you can say, in retrospect, I can see that person that I was dealing with that was very difficult had some very strong narcissistic tendencies. They had a high need for control. They had a raw selfishness that pushed them along, entitled attitudes that went along with it, haughtiness and condescension, the need for superiority, a lack of empathy, all of those ingredients that go into the makeup of narcissism. But then what I'll hear from individuals is, but I didn't see it right away. And that's especially true when we're dealing with covert narcissists. Covert narcissists are really skilled at giving you the impression that they're into you when in fact, no, they're not. There's something else going on behind the scenes that eventually shows up, but not in the beginning part of the relationship. Narcissists are chameleons, and they're masters at giving you one impression when in fact there's somebody entirely different. Now, the number one tactic, the number one ploy that narcissists, covert especially, narcissists will use as they engage with you and pull you into their sphere of control is simply this. And that is they will disguise themselves as trustworthy, okay? There's so much dishonesty going on in the way that they engage with you, keeping in mind that narcissism is all about propping up a false self, false, of course, being the opposite of true, and dishonesty is just, it's part of their makeup. They're dishonest, though, in a trustworthy seeming kind of way. I mean, for example, many times these covert narcissists will start out and maybe continue on in their relationship with you by doing nice favors for you. They can be very friendly in general and can be very charming, and you've never had a friend quite like me. They can be very smart and can give you some advice and be very helpful in the way that they engage in certain projects with you, particularly if it's their level of expertise. Sometimes they'll actually ask you about your day, and you can think, wow, this is really nice. And that narcissistic person can more or less give the impression, well, of course, you can trust me. This is what I do. This is what I bring to the equation. Now, behind the scenes, as they're showing themselves to be trustworthy and available and all the rest, there are all sorts of hidden meanings to their behaviors. And this is the nefarious part of it, because you're just taking it at face value. But in their trustworthy, I'm here for you kind of mindset, the real meaning of that behavior can be broken down with many kind of statements. For example, the meaning of that behavior is their way of saying, I really need you to admire me. And so after I've done all these nice and wonderful kind of things and I've gotten you to trust me, ultimately, you're going to give me some admiration, aren't you? You're going to adore me. Oh, I so want that. Or the meaning of their nice behavior is, I'm trying to prove to you how together I am. Now, there's a setup there, because that means that if there's a problem, well, I've already proven that I'm together, which means
Dr. C wasn't playing, man. This is heavy stuff. What triggers a narcissist to hoover? How do they suck you back? And more importantly, how do you fall for it? Have you been conditioned to fall for it? We got callers on the line. We want folks to get involved. Who we got? Who's been on the longest? Jonathan, Greenville, South Carolina. Get in here. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic, Jonathan?
What's up, Mr. Zoe? How you doing, my man?
I'm alive and well, brother. How are you?
Good. Thank you for asking. I'm going to get straight to the point because I've been commenting. People telling me to go ahead and call in. I'm just going to break it down. The fact of most of our society has now had some education. I think we kind of use that to our disadvantage, and let me explain. I'm over 50, my brother, and we used to call people like this players or just plain old users.
I remember. Yeah.
Right. Like, or if you was a man, they call you a dog.
Yeah.
Simple being. Back in the 80s and the 90s, oh, he's a dog.
Mm-hmm.
Now, because we've gotten a little bit more educated and people have more access to internet where they can look up facts, we're now, not we, but I'm just saying people in general call narcissists.
Mm-hmm.
And my whole point was, it comes to a point where if you start breaking down definitions and titles and you give somebody a title, you've gone way past the point of being the victim. Now you're looking for an excuse to say, oh, they did what they did and this is why I did what I did. What I was saying, 2 letters in the dictionary says no. You don't have to do it. And 3 letters in the dictionary says bye. I'm going to leave you alone. So when somebody calls you back up and they say, hey, I know Karen is going to give me $50 because she always gives me $50. And I call Karen and she gives me $50. I'm not a narcissist. I'm just going by what I'm used to. And if you give it to me, Karen, you're not a victim. You chose to do it. Because you can easily say, I don't have it, or no. Last time you used the $50 to take Pam out to the movies. But you chose to give it to me. Now you want to play victim and have a definition of what I am as opposed to what you are. You gave me what I asked for. Why do we go ask people for something? Because 1, we feel they're going to give it to us, and 2, we know we can get it. Same thing for women. And I'm not just jumping on the fellas bandwagons. I'm going to get on the women. They've started this thing where to go on a first date, it has to be this amount of money, or it has to be this, or it has to be that. Now, I'm a father. I have sons and I have daughters. And we used to tell our little girls, you don't have to do anything for anybody. You don't owe them anything. But as a man, I'm a grown man now, you take a woman out on a date and it's $200. What man nowadays is going to feel like, well, hold on, sister. You owe me a little something. I just spent $200 on you. So you can't have it both ways. You can't say, well, you owe me this amount of money on a first date so I can decide if I want to like you or not. You can decide if you don't like me at the drive-thru at McDonald's. But you also can't play victim and say, girl, he expected me to do blah, blah, blah. He spent $250 at the steakhouse. Now, we're not supposed to think that, but realistically, what's the answer? What do most people going to think about that? So what I'm saying is, at that point, are you a narcissist because you call somebody and you think they're going to give it to you? Or are you just calling somebody out of familiarity and the person has the option or the opportunity or the chance to decline, give it to you, or tell you what stipulations are going to be on this money or this access I'm going to give to you? And that's all I was trying to say, bro.
Hey, brother, I appreciate your candor. Thank you for calling in and sharing. This is what the platform is about. You agree with him or disagree with him? Was he on topic, off topic? It don't matter. The man came in here, laid it flat, and he brought Greenville, South Carolina in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. When I come forward, I'm going all the way on the other side of the world. I'm going to Hawaii to talk to my homie.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
Hey, LA, when you're trying to get where you need to go, like work, school, and what matters to you, Metro is here to get you there. With discounted fares and free pass programs, Metro is making public transportation affordable and easy to ride for everyone. Plan your trip at metro.net.
Substance use disorder and addiction is so isolating. And so, as a Black woman in recovery, hope must be loud. It grows louder when you ask for help and you're vulnerable. It is the thread that lets you know that no matter what happens, you will be okay.
When we learn the power of hope, recovery is possible. Find out how at startwithhope.com. Brought to you by the National Council for Mental Wellbeing, Shatterproof, and the Ad Council.
Around here, we don't believe in victimhood. We believe in raising our voices, amplifying Black voices in the climate conversation. We're KBLA Talk 1580.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I'm hitting the road with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
Oh, this cold.
Honey?
Honey?
Honey,
you need DayQuil Severe Honey.
DayQuil Severe Honey gives you powerful cold and flu symptom relief with a honeylicious taste, because life doesn't stop for a cold.
Okay, I'm ready to go.
No, I'm getting a cold.
Honey.
Try DayQuil Severe Honey for powerful cold and flu relief. DayQuil Severe with honey flavor. The daytime coughing, aching, stuffy head, fever, honeylicious, power through your day medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Ladies and gentlemen, my playlist is my co-host. We on fire tonight. I love tonight's topic. We had callers from all over the place, man. Let me get my brother in here. I love this brother when he call in. He's got some wisdom for us tonight. John from Mountain View, Hawaii. Talk to me, John.
Well, actually, I was going to just ask a question. I was hoping not to bring no knowledge tonight.
Wait, what? What's the question?
Well, my question is, again, on the basis of relationships and the simple fact that you would try and build one by just being friendly, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is the question. Are people friendly?
Yes. Right. Some people are friendly,
No.
but are they friendly with a motive?
Like I said, are they friendly? Because if you have a motive, that's not friendship. That's you trying to conquer something. The whole narcissist acting to be a narcissist or something of that nature. Mm-hmm. So again, back to the question. Where's the friendship in being friendly to build a relationship?
You saying where is it?
Yeah.
So let me unpack that a little bit. For me, if you want to be somebody's friend, you're just their friend, right? There's no agenda. There's no, I want to be your friend because of who you are. I want to be your friend because of what you do. If you want to be somebody's friend, you know, friendships are usually easy to strike up. You understand what I'm saying? They usually don't have a lot of, this is my friend because of what they do or what I can get from them. Now, if you have those kind of friendships, just understand that it's transactional, right? That's a transactional friendship. I'm trying to cultivate a connection with this person because of what I desire to get from them. You understand what I'm saying?
I totally understand, boss. It's just the simple fact is, we who support you try to do the same thing as our friendliness to you supporting your show, not specifically to get what we need to out of you, because strangely enough, you bring an energy that it seems like is insurmountable. There is no level to it. there's just more pouring and more pouring as we continue to be a part of this relationship we have.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So
I don't want anything more than to support what you currently got going on. Me being friend.
Oh man, thank you, brother. But what I want us to do is to remember this, especially when we're talking about narcissistic traits versus somebody who is clinically diagnosed, right?
Go ahead.
All of this has to do with manipulation, right? All of this has to do with manipulation and control. Somebody that has NPD, narcissistic personality disorder, that person, they're trying to destroy you by, sucking the life out of you, by bringing chaos into your life, by using the whole gamut of manipulation tactics to control, to coerce, to manage, to micromanage, to do everything to keep you under their thumb. Now, somebody with narcissistic traits, it's a little bit different. That's something that if brought to their attention, that's something if, you get further enough in the relationship, you find out that it's a problem, you guys can go to therapy and get some work on it, right? And maybe come out of that. Somebody with narcissistic personality disorder, that's a bit more serious, right? Because of all of the things that we labeled in the beginning of the show, the love bombing stage, the devaluing stage, and then ultimately the discard stage. And then finally, we come back to tonight's topic, the hoovering stage. And think of it this way. You've seen a vampire movie. Let's say Interview with a Vampire. Hey, Lestat was killed by the little tiny vampire he made, the little girl, or at least they thought he was killed. And Lestat had to survive on rodents because he was weakened, right? Sometimes a narcissist may try to hoover you because they're in between supply.
Right.
Do you see what I'm saying? So let me hoover them back to me because I knew I could get under their skin. I knew I could manipulate them because of the care and empathy that they have for me. Make sense?
Makes sense.
So that's what I'm saying. We have to make sure we keep this demarcation line between narcissistic tendencies, which can be helped with therapy. Not to say that a clinically diagnosed narcissist can't get help. We saw, what's my guy on YouTube? I play his clips. Lee Hammond. We play his clips, and he is a clinically diagnosed narcissist, but he calls himself a conscious and aware narcissist because, again, many people are unaware that this kind of personality is actually in operation. Does that make sense?
It makes sense, but even for Lee's benefit or detriment, not sure, for the 6 years that he's still working on it and he's been doing the work real hard, I remember that phrase that he said. I mean, look, all of us are a work in progress. Right. If we was to find ourselves in this place where, oh, I'm good, then why are we not? I can still see the problems that may occur as far as the relationships I'm trying to build. Because again, as a human being, yeah, I want friendships. I'm a grown human being now living by myself in Hawaii, 53 years old, and wanting to build relationships where it seems as though the effort is not as fluid from others. And it seems like before I start singing the song, Hell No.
Hell to the no. To the no, no, no. No, I hear you. I hear you. But what I'm going to say to you, bruh, you got to make sure that you learn how to look at people without the filter of everything you've been through. Now, that's a tall task. That's a tall task.
Yes.
But you have to develop that, right? That ability to be objective. That ability to say,
Yes,
you
sir.
know, not all people are horrible people. And if you factor in that all people come from some type of issue, now you arrive at this real space in your life where you have to say, is this the type of issue that I want to walk on this journey with this person with? Now, this is the question I was bringing to Attila earlier. Listen, everybody got issues. So you're going to have to get used with being with people with issues. But now you have to ask yourself a question. What issues are you willing to deal with? Does that make sense?
Well, the question I continue to ask myself when I find myself in these positions is, can I love this humanity?
That's a good question. And I think that's a real question. And you're going to find many people can't love humanity. It's unfortunate, but that's what it is, John. It's unfortunate. I mean, if we take what Carl Jung said, many people will do. Most people will do anything, no matter how absurd, to avoid looking at themselves. Well, that's the part of the humanity you're supposed to fall in love with. It's easy to love what's right about you.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? John, guess what you just
Yes,
did,
sir.
brother?
Mountain View has been questioning tonight, but bless all of y'all.
Yes, sir. John is in the building. We appreciate everybody for calling in. Once again, man, we start the conversations. It's really up to you to finish them. We don't want to present ourselves as 100% right. We may have gotten a couple of things right tonight, but I'm just here to tell you, relationship is work, and I would say it's 85% self-work. And if you can get a hold of yourself, you're going to be okay. You're going to be all right. Listen, we started it. You finish it. Up next, my friend, your friend, our friend, my girl, your girl, our girl. You know what's up. Jill Monroe. RSVP with Jill Monroe is next. I'll see you next week with another slew of slappers.
Have a real good time.